Hi everyone and welcome to Try New Things with Kezia. I'm here with a new bullet journal. So if you're new to bullet journaling, if you don't know if it's for you, if you don't have any ideas, or maybe you have done this your whole life and you just want some inspiration, or you might just think it's fun to watch a video where people do this. Either way, I'm glad you're here. Let's get into it. I'm going to try to take what I learned from last year in my last bullet journal and take what was good with me and just leave the other things behind. So I'm just going to make a page about 2021 and make it nice. The first page in this bullet journal is a little bit thicker, so I'm trying out the aqua markers from the upgrade video I just released, and I just wanted to make the first page a little special. So the first thing I'm going to do in my actual journal is what someone called a grid spacing cheat sheet guide. Tried to say that 3 times fast. Grid spacing cheat sheet guide. Grid spacing cheat sheet guide. I can't do it. Anyway, this is so that I don't have to figure out the spacing between every line. In the future, I can just go to this cheat sheet. Sorry, this guide. Let's go with that. Guide. This guide. I can go to this and I don't have to figure out like where 1/4 is or 1/3. I can just look at this and I know exactly how to make my monthly spreads. Moving on, we're going to do the most important thing that you will do when starting a bullet journal. If you're going to use it as a calendar, that is, and want to do monthly spreads and stuff like that, of course you could use this as an ordinary journal, or like an art journal, or whatever you want, a reading journal. But I'm going to treat it like a calendar, because I really need a calendar. I'm a night worker and it's really difficult to find a good calendar for us, or for me at least, what I need in a calendar. And if it's a big calendar, they tend to write out the times in the day, and that doesn't work out very well, since I sleep half of that schedule and want that, you know, first half to be the second half. So it's kind of hard to find a really good calendar, for me at least. So that's why I really got into bullet journaling, and I gotta say, it's worked for 1.5 years. It's worked really well, so that's what I'm doing. So what is this? This is the most important thing you will do when you start a bullet journal. Then what is it? It's a future log. This is where you're going to write everything that you know that is happening in the future. So for example, if I know that I have a show in September, I can write this down here. I don't need the details. Often I don't have that much details about anything that far ahead, but I'm writing everything down as I go here, and then that makes me able to kind of plan ahead, and I don't have to make the whole calendar for the whole year right now. I just have to do it for 1 month or 1 week. And I'm able to do that because of this future log. As you can see, some of the ink bled through from the stamping, so I'm just covering that up with a white gel pen. And I gotta say, it took such a long time for me to stamp all of this and to cover areas up with a white gel pen, and it would have gone so much quicker to just do this by hand. But I wanted to be able to draw over with these pens, this red pen, without it smudging, so I needed to have a waterproof pen. So that would probably bleed through anyway, but you know, it took a long time. You don't have to do that. And honestly, it goes a lot quicker if you just do it by hand. As you can see, I messed up again. I've done that repeatedly during this process. You haven't even seen all the mistakes I've done, but it's pretty easy to just paint over it with a white color, or just cover it up with a piece of paper or whatever. So yeah, don't be afraid of making mistakes, because you can cover it up. It's often pretty easy, and sometimes, in most cases, in my case, it actually turns out better than you expected. I actually think I'm better at fixing mistakes than creating. I guess it's a part of my process. Right now I'm beginning a page where I will write my goals, but I didn't really have much ideas for this one, so I just left it for a while and began the next page. But don't worry, we're coming back to that one. Another thing I find very practical is to have a list of things that you have borrowed or that you are lending out to people, so that you know where the things are, who they belong to, and things like that. If you're borrowing a book, you want to know whose it is, and if you have actually returned it. So how this works is that I write the item to the left that I'm borrowing or lending out, and to the right I write down the person who is receiving this item or that I borrowed it from. And then I will have a little arrow, and if it's pointing to the name, it means that I've lent it out to that person, and if the arrow is going from that person, then I've actually borrowed it from that person. Now is the time for me to do my music page. I don't know what to call it. It's a page where I kind of update where I am in the process of recording a new CD. By the way, if you're interested in listening to my last CD that I released, I think it was 2015. So yeah, if you want to listen to that, it's on Spotify. I will link to it down below. And this is where I will kind of cross off where I am in the process. So to the left, I will write down the title. For example, I have a song called You Are, and I have made the music, or a melody rather. I have made the lyrics, I have made the bass recording, I have recorded the voice and a part of the choir. I don't know if it's finished, maybe I will add some more. I've let people listen to it. I have had someone check the lyrics, but I don't know if it's finished, so I will not cross that one off. So that's kind of what I'm doing with this page. I'm just writing down some songs that I think I want in the new album, and I'll just cross off later how far I've come in the recording. So let's go back to the goals page. Someone said this year that you shouldn't actually put your goals out there for people to read or hear, because that makes you feel like you've accomplished something already, which gives you like you feel like you've done the work already, and then you're less likely to do the work. I don't know if that's true, but I won't be telling you my goals anyway. I have to think about them a little bit more myself before I write them down, but now at least I have a place to do so when I do have a goal. So for the last page, before I tackle the front, I will go to the back, and I actually saw that they had like a few pages in the back where they have done some, I guess it's inspiration for you. I don't really know what it was supposed to be, but it's there. But they had a last page anyway, so I'm using that one for my work schedule. Well, anything work related really. I'm working nights, like I said, and sometimes I work in different places at the same company when they need the extra help. And all of these places have different times every day, so I would go crazy if I didn't have a schedule. which is why I'm making one myself, or several for the different places. But this is so good. You know, some people have this index in the beginning. I used that for my last bullet journal. You know, wrote everything down, every page, what it contained. I think I used it once, and really I didn't need to. And especially since I'm kind of designing every page in a way that I want and it's different, I would probably remember how it looks, and it's really easy to find. A bullet journal isn't that big, so I only used that index like once. So instead of doing that, I have everything I need in the beginning and the end of the journal. So for example, these times that I'm going to need every week, if they call me in, I have that in the end so that I can just quickly go there and look which time am I starting. And then I'm just going to keep track of my vacation days. I can choose 30 vacation days every year when I want them, and I tend to spread them out. I don't really like long vacations. I really get bored after a while, and my sleep schedule is just not working when I do that. So to know when I'm working and when I'm not, and how many days I have left on my vacation, I chose to do this. Going to the front of my journal, I thought it looked really boring. I mean, I like the blue color, but it was really boring, which is why I decided to do something about it. So I took a 3D image that I had already prepared. I glued it to a piece of craft paper that I had already glued to the front of the journal. And that's it. Sometimes you don't need to do something fancy, you don't need to do something really difficult. Sometimes it's so easy to make something so beautiful, and it makes the whole experience more enjoyable. And so I'm really excited about especially the front, and you know, getting into this journal with the glitter and this winter spread. I know that maybe people don't want like snowflakes in the future log. I just get so happy when I look at it, so I don't mind. All in all, I did the front, the first glitter page, the grid guide, the future log, a spread for my goals, a borrowing/lending list, a page where I can update my process for my music, and my work stuff. So what do you think? What would you include in your bullet journal? Have I missed anything? Let me know in the comment section below, and I wish you a happy new year. Bye!